welcome back. My name is Joel and this is A Stable Life. Hey, thank you so much for clicking on the video. It is awesome to have you guys here. We have measuring out taken care of and we're right in the middle of morning feeding. It's time to let in all our beautiful ponies. Let's see how they look for the day. Good morning, Coco. What's up, beautiful? Good to see you. Come on in, buddy. There we are. Huh. Where's Honey at? Is Honey out in the middle field? No, Honey is over. Wait, that's Sriracha. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that was Sriracha. That wasn't Coco. That makes more sense. I was all confuzzled. Oh boy, we're not starting the morning off great, are we, guys? See, the confusion happens to more than just you guys. It hits me every now and then as well. Sriracha, thank you for going right to your stall, buddy. Poor guy got a puncture wound out in the pasture. I chalk it up to horses being horses, and for some reason the thoroughbreds seem to be doing this because Gavin actually did the same thing about a month ago. So, different location, different height, so it's not the same thing that did it. We go out and check. Pretty confident that it was a stick that Sriracha ran into that caused the wound, but that's why he's up in the lower arena, so that we can monitor him, make sure that he doesn't have any infections and heals good. Oh my goodness, Buster, Rocky, you guys are ready for some food, aren't you? All right, let's give you guys some grub. That sound reasonable? I think so too. Good morning, Buster. Good morning, Rocky. Looking good, guys. All right, now we've got Coco and Honey. Now we're talking. Well, hello, beautiful. All right, let's let Coco out. And Honey gets to eat in here, so she's already in position. And Coco's getting in position. They both know where they need to be. Go on ahead, Coco. And we got Honey's feed. Good morning, Honey. Hey, baby. Yeah, hello, hello, hello. Open up some lights for you here in a second. Okay. My goodness, she just devours that food. Coco has an injury that he sustained back when he was in his jumping career, so that's why he is still being kept in our left run during the evening. And Honey is basically just there to keep him company, so that way he has somebody that can keep him calm and cool and collected. He's been taking a little bit longer to get integrated into our pasture system, but he is integrating, just a little slower at it than others. In case you didn't know, horses could also be socially awkward just like people. Speaking of, it's time to let in our next pasture. One with our mares. Of course, we've got Diego coming in first, and we're leading Diego. We're not getting around that. In you go, brother. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Bella. Hey, Ebony. Morning, Jack. Morning, Champ. Morning, Rebel. Good morning, Ava. Hey there, George. Nice of you to join us. Now for the remaining 14 horses, we're gonna let in the big field. Hello, Sweet. Fire, buddy. Good morning. Hey, Danny. Hey, Declan. Hey, Archer. Morning, Skywalker. Morning, Weather. Morning, Tucker. Morning, Obi. Bo. Morning, Gavin. Morning, Samson. Morning, Casino. Good morning, Argento. I don't know if you guys saw that. We had some grumpy horses coming in, mainly Poe. I don't know if you saw what happened, but Poe went to attack Obi because he was upset Obi cut in front of him in line. Can't be cutting in line. I don't like that. Now that all our hungry horses are in for morning feeding, they can enjoy their breakfast. And we're gonna take advantage of the opportunity that our pastures are empty. We're gonna head on out and replenish the hay feeders. We're gonna be getting quite a lot of hay today. It seems like we're gonna be getting 6 round bales. 4 are gonna be coming from our stock of okay quality hay. And I'm thinking we're about to get out of our okay hay into our good hay. At least I'm hopeful for today. And we're gonna be getting 2 bales of our good hay at our other side. You may be asking, do you only have good hay? Actually, no, we do have prime hay. We're not using that though. It's 60 degrees and it's nice outside today. We do have some worse weather coming in this week. Even potential for snow, but that's for another video. In the meantime, I'm gonna head on up into the store and I'm gonna get some water. My goodness, I'm locked out. Let's see if that gets me in. Will that do it? Those knocks aren't working. Let's try this one. And that one has potential. That was the one. Thank you, Rhonda. There we go.
Just a little heads up.
How many butters you want?
12. 3 cream cheese.
Oh my goodness, that looks so cool. I don't want to get sidetracked because we're, of course, working on getting some round bales. There's our tractor. This is our gate that actually separates the middle field from the big field. Right there's the middle field. This is the fence that separates it, and our gate of entry into the big field. There we are. And an electric wire that goes over the top. This wire comes in handy, especially when we're coming in and out. We can leave the gate open and drop the wire low. Does a good job. All right. Oh my word, this looks so awesome. So good. Wow. I can't believe that's the height way up there. That's kind of insane. Oh my word. It's gonna look even crazier when we got trusses on this, guys. But this video is not about the hay barn. This video is about the horse stable. So our tractor's right over here. Let's fire it up. We also need to take off the box blade and the bucket and get her set up and ready for moving some hay because, my goodness, our feeders are empty. Starting this week, we're actually gonna be transitioning. We're gonna be transitioning to taking hay out twice a week instead of once a week. So I'm taking hay out on Tuesdays, and my mom is actually gonna be taking hay out on Fridays. Mainly because we want it to be equally balanced in regards to the hay coming out. Tuesday to Friday seems like a good span. She also wants to get more experience driving the tractor. She just feels that she's a little too rusty with it. She drove tractors a lot when she was a little girl working on the farm. Then once she got into horses, we never really had enough money to have a tractor on the horse stable. And so she got good at driving the four-wheeler, and that was what we used for hay. 30 years later, here she is back driving tractor again, and she kind of wants to be able to get good at it. So I'm all for it. Hey, she wants to, she can. So I'm gonna have all the bales set up here for her. Here's one right now. This guy we're actually feeding today. But we're gonna have the bales sitting in here for her to grab. That way they're easy. She doesn't have to work on going down the road. She can get the hang of everything in the meantime. All right, let's change the tractor out. You notice there is little bare spots here from when the bales were sitting like this, side to side. And then if you look, you could see right here is where the bales were stacked in rows of 5s. So we've gone from there all the way to there, and we have all of that left over for the winter. Good start, good start. You guys can see the entire barn is now empty. We have all the horses now turned out. They're out in their respective pastures. I ended up finishing late. We have lunch at the farm every day at 12 noon. I got done at 12:30. Thankfully, my wife made me a BLT. And I had a little bit of an apple. Thought we'd give Sriracha the remainders of it. I'm also going to give Sriracha some hay because he's looking for some food. And even though it's absolutely gorgeous outside and it seems like a good day to go out there and work on the hay barn, because it is, today we're actually going to be taking the day and doing some little stuff around the barn to just catch up on things that have not been taken care of because all of my attention has been focused on the hay barn. So we're going to clean up around the barn, clean up this lower arena. We also got something going on with our water trough that I want to take a look at, see if we can get that fixed. I think it's safe to say that Sriracha's a little hungry. We're gonna give some of this to the donkeys and the rest of this is for Sriracha. All right, Sriracha. See these guys, he's more comfortable stealing the donkey's hay. We'll close your window so that he's not stealing your hay, guys. Come on, Sriracha, over here, buddy. Over here. Okay? Right there's all your food. There you go, brother. Right here. Sriracha. See? Okay. Now follow the food. Follow the food. There you go. Well, we call that a temper tantrum. All right, he's just upset he's in here. Either way, he's got food, he's got water. He's done. I'm gonna go clean the barn out because I didn't get a chance to do that yet. And then we're gonna go take a look at that water trough and see what we can get ourselves into there. You gonna eat now? Huh? There we go. Good boy, Sriracha. All right, stable's clean. So let's head on out now and see what's going on with our water bowl. In fact, perfectly demonstrate this because Samson and Sriracha are each drinking out of it. Also, I'm wearing the "Do you know what time it is" shirt, so let's see. I'm gonna set you guys up on the post so you can see the back of it. There you go. Now you got the whole thing on the shirt. All right, so in order for us to do this, we actually have to go out into the meadow field here, and I don't even know what tools I need. I'm gonna hook this because Sriracha. So you can see, it almost looks like it's not working. But if you notice, there's a tiny amount of water that's coming up. There you are. So it's just coming out at a tiny little trickle. Just a tiny little trickle, that's it. So we got water, it's just clogged. Might be a screen or something in there. I think we could start with taking this hose apart here. I think that'll be a good start. Yes, thank you, Sriracha. Yeah, you got anything interesting in here? You got anything interesting? In case you're curious, he's got a full trough that's right over there that we've put in here. My mom filled up with water, so he's not starved for water. And they can drink out of it, it just takes forever to fill up. And this has only been like this for about 3 days. What's causing this situation is over on the other side of the farm where our water actually comes out of the ground from a well. They had some major issues. Had to replace some water lines as well as an expansion tank, and I'm also told they even had to replace the well pump. So a lot of stuff that had to get replaced, and because of all of that, a lot of sediment managed to get its way into the water lines, and apparently everywhere else got clogged up and has all been freed up. And this is the last spot on the line. This is the furthest distance from the well, so I suspect we got some rock down there or some mud or something that's in the line that's preventing it from coming out. So let's get some tools and let's see what we can find. Okay, now this is going to be tricky to get a good angle on here. It's big. That's the one. Oh good, Argento's coming to help me. That was my concern, was that I wouldn't have a horse rooting through my bags. That is on there. Practically welded. Oh my goodness. That is a big scary spider coming up towards me. Look at that thing. Wowzers. Well, hello there, Argento. Got all these critters crawling around me, causing me problems. I think I'm gonna have to go in underneath. Alrighty guys, we're gonna do some trial and error. Got the bottom side opened up, reached down inside. Look at here, let's send you in. There you go. Down there is the water shutoff valve, so we turned that off. Now I don't got water dripping all over on me here. My next goal here is to use some heat, because this won't come off, to make this rubber hose expand, and then I'll hopefully be able to slide that right off and then turn the line back on. And we'll see if the slow flow is from this point going down or if it's before this. At any rate, opening this up so that it can go at max flow may be able to dislodge whatever's blocking the line. Trial and error, so we're starting here and working our way down. A little rutabaga. Come on now. Oh, we got Tucker now. Well, good news, guys. I actually got it. All right, so I'm gonna point that down so that way it's not squirting water all over my tools. Okay. Well, to be honest with you guys, that's a bit of a bummer. A bit of a major bummer. All right, well, one thing's for certain. The blockage does sadly appear to be further down the line. So, a bit of a major bummer. In the meantime, I clogged it so that it'll slowly fill the bowl up with water. I'm going to grab one of the bigger troughs and I'm gonna put it in this field and turn on the water so that there's a trough in here for it. Pretty awful timing for this because the horses drink more water the less grass they eat because the hay's dry, so they get thirsty. And as I've been working on this water bowl, I've had horse after horse coming up to me wanting to drink, and the poor things can't. Also got to make sure that little Sriracha doesn't, you know, run it over. Well, not run it over, but get tripped on. There we go. Well, that's the start. Okay guys, so here is our current game plan. That is our flow of water right now, which is pretty sad. And I have confirmed There is no filters or anything between this and all the way down at the bottom. Plan is we're gonna let that run in hopes that eventually, with it constantly running, the blockage will break loose and go. I'm gonna go talk to Brian. After all, he is the one that designed this entire water line, so he knows a little bit more about things than we did. And they're the ones that just repaired it, so they might know about something or forgot about something. That might be why this is causing us an issue. That is filling up, so not too worried about that. The horses have all been coming up and drinking out of it, which is really good. So we'll just have to make sure we keep that trough filled, and then the big field water trough filled in the meantime, which altogether is about 550 gallons of water that we have on reserve for the horses. So that's the plan right now. Changes as the days go. Okay, so the thought is, because there's a spot that I could disconnect it at the valve where the water comes up out of the main line, and we believe it is a 3/4 inch line coming in, and then it goes from 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch up to the top here where we disconnected it at the top. The suggestion is to disconnect it at the bottom, right where it goes from 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch, and think maybe there might be something there right at that reduction line that's blocking this. The other option is basically just, if I take that off and it's the same flow, to just let it flow. With enough time and pressure, eventually we should hopefully get something worked out of the line. But that's the plan for down the road. I sadly am out of time. I gotta go pick up my mom. And it's not the end of the world. This would be a really bad thing if we didn't already have backups. But thankfully we've learned from the past, and we have backups, especially with these automatic watering bowls, because I'll tell you what, guys, we had some really cold winters and these things froze solid even with the heaters on, and it was bad. So we've always learned to make sure we have a couple extra troughs in the background and a way to fill them up. I'm gonna let that run. That should be full by the time I get back, hopefully. So that's the plan with that. Of course, I'll keep you guys posted how things go. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. Hey there, Sriracha. All wanting to come in, they're enjoying that fresh hay. Well, they know already. Come on, boys, let's go! Look at George going back for another bite. Come on, let's go! Let's go! All three of them don't want to go. Man, that's going to be quite the building when that's done. You're the best, Sue, thank you. All right, now we finally got the horses in, which is good. Now I'm gonna go work on that water bowl. We're going to take the 1/2 inch connection and hook it back to the float. We don't want it leaking water all night. At another time, we're gonna head on down there and open it up down at the ball valve and then let it flow, and hopefully that'll dislodge the blockage. Because we're thinking that that reduction is where it's at. So until then, we're just gonna keep that big water trough full. Speaking of, both of those are now full, and we'll switch our water on over to our big field and fill up that. There we go. Boom. Now that's getting filled up. All right, I'm losing daylight. Let's get out there and seal that thing up. Well, there we go. That works actually pretty good. I'm gonna get these leaves out of here. And this one has filled up. It's just, it's slow. So thus the need for better water flow. Honestly, I don't know about you guys, but that feels slower. All right, either way, we'll clamp that back onto the float. I wonder if I can just, wow. Yeah, I can, okay. That's pretty easy. Show the rocks underneath. Yep, okay. Well, that's done for now. That was almost too easy. I know you're thinking, Joel, you forgot the clamp. I didn't forget it. I'm not putting it back on because it's gonna be taken apart here soon. That would be a major problem if we had actual pressure, but since we don't have actual water pressure coming to it, that'll hold just fine. Okay, So that's fine for now. Wow, okay. I'll take that. I'll take quick results. Quick results work. Oh, man, we lose daylight so quick anymore. Okay, all right. I have not done a time lapse with the horses going out in forever. I think we need to do that. Don't you agree? All right, let's do it. Hey guys, it's time for our questions of the day. We're going to be answering questions from the video Building as a Family. Now let's take a look and see what we got. Here we go. Got a good question from Ken Cotton 4645. It says that the length probably fools the eye, but the building looks narrow. Did you decide on that width for a reason? I guess my expectations are skewed by some of the really huge pole barns being built on other channels that are geared just to building. That's a great point and a great question. We outlined the dimensions of the barn way back at the beginning before we started building. If you might remember, Gavin, if you wouldn't mind, can you put up the numbers here for us so that we can realistically see the numbers? So the building is 100 feet long, 30 feet wide, and 16 feet high. So that's the dimensions of the building that we are currently building, and that's what you're seeing being built. So that was the plan all along. The reason why the building is not as wide as you might think, which by the way, that is just the camera playing a trick on you. It's the biggest pole barn on our farm. So it's bigger than the Veggie Boys shop. It's bigger. It's the biggest area to store equipment that's been built on our farm in its entirety. So it is huge, but it's also not as big as some of the crazy huge pole barns that you're seeing being built out in the Midwest on some of the other really good building channels that are up here on YouTube. So I'll give you that. But that being said, the barn's massive. It can hold almost 400 round bales inside of it, which is exactly what we need. Not to mention it'll be able to hold the equipment and everything. The building is definitely big enough for what we're building, and you guys saw just how much earthwork that we had to do for a building this size. So make no mistake, she's big. In fact, biggest building I've never worked on, and I'm very proud of it. But I could only imagine the scale and scope of the guys that are building the buildings that are 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 times the size of the one we're building. But that's not our channel. We're a horse stable. So first and foremost, the horses are our primary care. We're not making a building that size just to put hay in. But that's a great question. Great question. Got another question from Beyond the Shuffleboard. Love your videos, but want to ask why are they so short lately? Been seeing a few comments about the shortness or the length of the video. Simply put, it is what I got filmed for that day. I know the videos kind of always come out to about 20 minutes in length. That's just so happens to be the amount that I record per video per day. Some videos I record more and they're 30, 40 minutes. Other videos I record less, they're 10 minutes or even less than that. So when we're doing a lot of the construction, you'll notice that I'm not doing as much talking because I'm in the construction, so that's why there's not as much length of footage for the videos. I see a lot of you guys have been enjoying the fact that they're a little bit smaller, saying that they're easy to digest. I hear that. That's nice to hear. For those that want longer videos, no worries. Those will be coming as well. So it's nothing permanent, nothing to worry about there. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't, don't forget to hit that like button. Please consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.